Hi, this is Ren.
This is Casey.
And this is All Walks of Film live stream edition, where we're talking about the 75th Annual Golden Globe Awards.
Woo! Nobody cares because it's not the Oscars.
That is true, but I will say that the Golden Globes are a good predictor for what the Oscars are actually going to turn out like.
I mean, not so much anymore. The Golden Globes and the Oscars have kind of gotten further and further away from one another every year.
But they usually give you a good idea of what the nominees are for the Oscars. Like, usually the decisions are different when it comes to the Oscars, but the nominees are close.
Mm-hmm.
And the Golden Globes does cover TV as well.
Woo!
All right, so are you ready to go with Best Motion Picture, Drama?
Hey, oh, let's go.
All right, so the films nominated for Best Motion Picture in the category of Drama are Dunkirk,
Of course.
The Post. You're giving me this weird look on your face.
I have no idea what the fuck The Post is.
It's the movie about the Washington Post.
Oh, that hasn't come out yet. Oh, God, that piece of propaganda dribble. Great. Okay, next.
The Shape of Water.
Woo!
3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. And Call Me by Your Name.
Mwah, mwah. Really?
Yeah, a lot of people really like this film.
I know a lot of people really like the film, but like I kind of would have thought that, especially given the whole Roy Moore thing, that there would be like they would skirt around anything that's potentially like uber pedophile-y. I mean, I guess American Beauty was a big deal, and that was definitely pedophile-y, but you know.
You said Roy Moore. Did you mean to say Kevin Spacey?
No, I meant to say Roy Moore, but also Kevin Spacey.
Who was in American Beauty.
Right.
So, yeah. I'm really glad that The Shape of Water got nominated in this category, which might spell a nom for the Oscars. Don't know. I'm also really glad to see 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, because I think that movie is amazing, and more people should see it. Dunkirk is pretty predictable.
Yeah, of course. It's the war movie this year. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
No Logan, though.
Yeah, I know. It's a little disappointing. All right, next up we have Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy. This category actually got me to...
Girls Trip has got to be on there.
This category also... Sorry. This category had a friend, somebody I was friends with, unfriend me because I made an argument. So one of the films nominated...
it's going to be Get Out, isn't it?
Yeah. So, yeah, I had an argument with somebody that Get Out was a black comedy, and not for the obvious reasons that like it actually followed the conventions of a black comedy.
Yeah. It's also directed by Jordan Peele. Like,
yeah, and his directing style in many aspects is similar to his directing style in Key and Peele. Yes, the subject matter is significantly more serious, but there is a somewhat lighthearted tone that the film takes. It's sort of a tongue-in-cheek throughout the film. I don't think that's a controversial statement, but apparently it is, because I've seen all kinds of articles written about it.
It's a black comedy.
Next, we have The Disaster Artist.
Are you serial right now? Ugh.
We also have The Greatest Showman.
Well, of course. It's the only musical that came out. By process of elimination, it's going to be nominated. gag me with
it's going to be nominated
spoon.
for Best Picture too because it's a musical. Like musicals always get nominated. But
it looks so painful and Baz Luhrmann and just like gag. And it pains me that Zac Efron's in that movie because I actually like him.
Well, it pains me that I think this is going to take away from the possible nomination for Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Sorry, I forgot his name for a second.
As Logan.
Yeah, which I think is a cumulative award that he should get, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Next up, we have I, Tonya, which we both are really looking forward to seeing. But
it hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, because we don't live in New York or California, which seems to get all the movies first. And finally, we have Lady Bird.
The fuck? Okay, first of all, Lady Bird is a drama. But regardless, where the fuck was Girls Trip? What the fuck? No. Nominated. What? No. No, ma'am. The Golden Globes did not take your lemonade. Oh my god, really? That was the funniest thing this year.
I mean, honestly, Justice League was the funniest movie this year.
No, Girls Trip was funnier than Justice League. I mean, it was close, but... Well, okay, but I've seen it twice. And it holds up as being just as funny a second time. And I'm sorry, for me, most comedies don't.
Girls Trip was great.
So good. The fuck?
All right, so the next category that we have...
I'm sorry, that was literally the entire reason I was looking forward to hearing the nominations, was because I thought that it was going to be nominated for comedy. Like...
Yeah. All right, so next up we have Best Performance by an Actress in a Motion Picture Drama category. The nominees are Jessica Chastain for Molly's Game,
which hasn't come out yet.
We also have Sally Hawkins for The Shape of Water. Next up, we have Frances McDormand for 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, and that's honestly the one who I want to win.
Yes. I mean, Sally Hawkins was also phenomenal, but, like, Frances McDormand!
The next one should come to no surprise to anybody. Meryl Streep for The Post.
Wah, wah.
And lastly, we have Michelle Williams for All the Money in the World.
So no Gal Gadot. Thank you.
Yeah, I heard one complaint was Wonder Woman was snubbed from the Golden Globes.
No, you have to be good to be snubbed.
Yeah, also, most critics don't like cookie-cutter superhero movies.
Also, Gal Gadot sucks in that movie.
All right, next up we have Best Performance by an Actor in a Motion Picture Drama category. Timothy Chalamet, Call Me By Your Name. He was the guy that was really bad in bed in Lady Bird.
Okay.
And he's the star of Call Me By Your Name.
Right, no, I gotcha.
Since I haven't seen the film, I don't know what to say about it. Next up, no surprise, Daniel Day-Lewis for The Phantom Thread,
which also hasn't come out yet, but I'm very excited for.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Another one that's no surprise, Tom Hanks for The Post. Gary Oldman finally gets nominated for something, because I swear he never gets nominated, but he gets nominated for The Darkest Hour, which, I mean, it's a makeup period piece.
But it's Gary Oldman getting a nomination.
Yeah, so like... it's nice to see him actually get a nomination. And lastly, we have Denzel Washington being nominated for Roman J. Israel Esquire.
The crowd goes wild.
Roman J. Israel Esquire was a fantastic movie, and while I haven't seen any of the other movies in the category, outside of maybe Daniel Day-Lewis. I know a lot of people say that Denzel Washington is an overrated actor, but he really delivers it in this performance.
And not like in a way that you would expect. Like, it's not a traditional, look at how amazing of an actor I am kind of a role. It's more of a how much he gets lost in the character kind of a performance.
Yeah.
But it's so amazing, and I've been really, really bummed. I've been begging everyone I know to go see this movie because it was out for 1 week, then it was relegated to a showing a day after a week. And now Star Wars is around the corner. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be elbowed out. But if it gets nominated for Golden Globes and for Oscars, there's a chance that they're going to either increase the showings now and or bring it back around Oscar season so more people can actually watch this phenomenal movie by Dan Gilroy, by the way. Hashtag not sponsored.
All right, next up we have Best Performance by an Actress in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. First up, we have Judi Dench for Victoria and Abdul.
Seriously, they're nominating that movie. Bad move. Bad move.
Next up, we have Helen Mirren for The Leisure Seeker, which I haven't even heard anything about.
But, I mean, Meryl Streep, Judi Dench, I mean, like, these kinds of people, they're just Helen Mirren. They're all going to be nominated because they exist this year.
Yeah. Next up is Margot Robbie for I, Tonya. Following that, we have Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird. And finally, we have last year's Oscar darling, Emma Stone for Battle of the Sexes. I liked her at one point.
At one point. That was a while ago.
Yeah. I did hear Battle of the Sexes was pretty good.
But... Well, the story that it's based on is super interesting, but, you know, it's one of those things where I'm just so out of love with her as a person and as an actress, and I'm just like...
All right, next up, we have Best Performance by an Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. First up, we have Steve Carell in Battle of the Sexes. Next up, we have Ansel Elgort for Baby Driver. Next up, we have James Franco for The Disaster Artist.
You literally nominated the worst actor in that movie.
Yeah. I mean, his performance wasn't...
I'm sure he had a very fun time.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about it.
It screamed just somebody doing an impression. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that I could just do it, but I'm saying that in order for me to like that performance more, he could have actually like done more work.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have Hugh Jackman for The Greatest Showman. Yeah. Why weren't you nominated for Logan? Like, it makes me mad. And finally, we have Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out.
He's the main guy?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
I mean, I don't know if it's an awards-worthy performance because he's kind of playing the straight man in the role. Like, he's not really giving a visceral performance. He's just
it's for comedy. And he was really funny.
It's really good. I just, you know, it's one of those performances that, like, you know, when you're talking about like high awards, it's just not a performance that I see. Like, I mean, I see his performance in the episode of Black Mirror heavily outshining his performance in Get Out.
I don't agree with that, but that's okay.
Okay.
The other thing too is, like, I've been thinking about that a lot, and there have been a lot of actresses this year that have like really impressed me. Not really a lot of like actor performances that I'm like really rooting for or really impressed by.
I'm rooting for Andy Serkis.
Well, yeah, Andy Serkis, Denzel Washington. The dude from Three Billboards who wasn't Woody Harrelson, although Woody Harrelson has definitely had a banner year this year, but like
Sam Rockwell.
From what?
Three Billboards Outside of Ebbing,
Oh,
Missouri.
he was the other guy? Okay, yeah, he did a really good job, but like, I mean, I could probably name some 20 actresses that I think deserve to be nominated, but I can maybe, if I think about it real hard, come up with like 5 or 7 dudes.
All right, next up we have Best Performance by an Actress in a Supporting Role in any Motion Picture. The first is Hong Chow from Downsizing.
Cool.
Yeah, it's cool
really
to see
excited.
an Asian actress be nominated for anything, because like half the time we don't even get an Asian actress, period, because instead they're like, oh yeah, we were gonna have an Asian actress, but Scarlett Johansson or who's the actress that I really like?
Emma Stone, Tilda Swinton.
Tilda Swinton, that's who I was thinking of. Oh yeah, they're just gonna replace them.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But also, part of the reason why I'm excited to hear that is because I was super impressed that she actually had top billing over like really, really big names for Downsizing. Like she had top billing over Christoph Waltz and Kristen Wiig.
Yeah, that's really impressive.
Yeah, so I have high hopes that she does a good job in Downsizing, but it's really impressive that she's getting a lot of attention for this role.
Yeah.
Good on her.
All right. Next up is Allison Janney for I, Tonya. She was in The West Wing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of. Good for her. I still haven't seen I, Tonya. Does it come out this weekend?
I'm not sure.
With Star Wars, I'm not sure any. Like I'm not sure what's coming out this weekend.
My I, Tonya coaster that I got from the movies just says that it's coming soon. It doesn't even have a date on it, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's the problem with
Star Wars just like wrecking everything.
Yeah, did you hear the politician that said that he wants to make a national holiday anytime a Star Wars movie comes out?
We can all use another day off in the year, whatever.
Yeah.
We don't have to see Star Wars. Like, we can just have a day off. Cool. In 1642, Columbus got us a day off skew.
All right, next up we have Allison Janney. Next up we have Laurie Metcalf from Lady Bird. That's the mom.
Okay, yeah, I figured. Because the mom in a movie is always going to be nominated.
Following that, we have Octavia Spencer for The Shape of Water.
Really? I mean, she did a fine job, but I mean, like, for an Octavia Spencer performance, it was just so-so, you know? I mean, she did fine. She just wasn't in the movie very much.
Yeah, which right now I'm saying that it's probably...
Yeah, probably. She played a mom. There you go.
Yeah. And finally, we have Mary J. Blige for Mudbound.
I definitely need to see. I'm very excited to see that movie.
Yeah, and it's on Netflix now for anybody who's interested in seeing it. All right, next up we have Best Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role in Any Motion Picture. First up we have Willem Dafoe in The Florida Project.
Okay. I'm sorry, when you said Willem Dafoe in a supporting role, the first thing I thought of was Death Note. I was like, no! Okay.
Why would it be?
I don't. That's what I was thinking, which is why would you do that? Okay, cool. I'm on board now.
All right, next up we have Armie Hammer for Call Me By Your Name.
Mm-hmm.
Following that, we have Richard Jenkins for The Shape of Water. That's another one of those performances where it's really good, but I don't know if it's awards worthy.
That's The Neighbor, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I would say that for supporting actor, that's more deserving than Octavia Spencer because he had more development. He was able to perform more of a myriad of complicated emotions in different scenes and situations. You know, Octavia Spencer was kind of just the same one note character in every scene. You know, she was definitely really funny, but that's about it. You know, the neighbor was funny. He was like kind of depressing. He was, you know, really interesting to watch. It was, you never kind of knew like how he was going to react to a scene. He was great.
The next up is my favorite, Christopher Plummer for All the Money in the World.
Well,
that was
okay,
that was the smartest idea that they ever did, and like,
and to be fair, if like shooting your entire role on the fly in less than a month doesn't give you an Oscar nomination or a Golden Globe nomination, then what the fuck will?
Yeah, but that's still funny. That's like the biggest FU to Kevin Spacey.
It's like, yeah, we're not even going to put your name on. You're gone.
Well, yeah, it was probably, you know, I haven't seen the movie yet, but like it was probably pitched to be like an awards darling movie, and like Kevin Spacey was going to be nominated for all these awards and all that kind of stuff, and then, oops. Yeah, finally we have Sam Rockwell for 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, which I love because
I loved his performance so much. I'm so happy he's nominated. Not to diss Woody Harrelson because he's been really good this year, but for 3 Billboards, I was rooting for Sam Rockwell over Woody Harrelson.
Sam Rockwell is possibly one of my favorite actors that doesn't get enough love.
Well, he does now.
Not really, because
he just got a Golden Globe nomination. What are you talking about?
He just got a Golden Globe nomination. That's true, but like one thing that I will say is usually characters this despicable on screen do not.
Oh, he won't win, no, but he got a nomination.
Yeah, which is great. I would say that the person who's probably going to win is Armie Hammer. Christopher Plummer winning would be funny, though.
It would be so funny. It would be so funny if he was like, I'd like to dedicate my award to Kevin Spacey. Thanks for being such an asshole so I can swoop in and take your place.
All right. Next up, we have Best Director, Motion Picture. The first nominee is Guillermo del Toro for The Shape of Water. Next up, we have Martin McDonagh for 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. Following that, we have Christopher Nolan for Dunkirk. Next up, we have the smartest man in the room, Ridley Scott, for All the Money in the World. And following that, we have Steven Spielberg, of course, for The Post.
What the fuck? Wait, seriously? No women directors this year. You had a plethora of really awesome, badass female directors this year, and Patty Jenkins. Come on, you couldn't have picked one of them? Really? You couldn't have picked Greta Gerwig. You couldn't have picked. I guess we also sitting at the kids' table. We also had Sofia Coppola this year. I mean, at least she wasn't there. But like Angela Robbins, like, come on, what are you doing? Really?
All right. Next up, we have Best Screenplay for a Motion Picture. The first is Guillermo del Toro and Vanessa Taylor for The Shape of Water. Next up, we have Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird. Following that, we have Liz Hannah and Josh Singer for The Post. Next up, I'm really happy. We have Martin McDonagh for 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. And finally, we have the only writer that is a household name.
Really?
Aaron Sorkin for Molly's Game.
Dan Gilroy wasn't nominated at all?
No, he wasn't.
It's a puff. who Dan Gilroy is. He only wrote, Nightcrawler and The Fall. Seriously? Nah! Okay. Too many good movies this year. Not enough nominations to give out. Damn it.
All right. Next up, we have Best Motion Picture Animated. First up, we have The Breadwinner. Next up, we have Coco. Following that, we have Ferdinand.
Wait, excuse you? Back the flip up. What was that?
Ferdinand.
What?
The movie about the bull?
No, I know what it is. A Blue Sky film is nominated for Best Blue Sky. What?
It might be good. I don't know.
It's Blue Sky. No, that is not even on the table. It's a fucking Ferdinand. Are you good?
Next up, we have Loving Vincent.
And the whole world goes wild.
I told you it was going to get nominated.
Well, of course, but not really, because when it comes to animation, I mean, less so with the Golden Globes and more so with the Oscars, because nobody actually watches these movies. When it comes to animated pictures, they're fucking stupid. Because they don't actually watch this shit.
Well, Loving Vincent is an exception, because there were a lot of high, stuffy people that watched it because it's essentially a fucking painting that's a movie.
Yes.
And finally, we have The Boss Baby that was nominated. Which
no.
Okay. Donald Trump the movie.
No. There was not so few animated films this year that you had to pick Ferdinand and The Boss Baby.
Yeah, why couldn't you have picked Your Name or something like that?
Yeah, you think?
Oh, is that because it got caught up in the distribution things and came out?
No, because Golden Globe is the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. So why not Your Name? That doesn't make any sense. The Breadwinner is an American movie.
I guess they just asked their kids.
No, that's the Oscars.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is true.
The Boss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you kidding? Are we really going to have to see Golden Globe nominee The Boss Baby? Golden Globe nominated Ferdinand.
All right. So next up, we have Best Motion Picture, Foreign Language. The first up is a film from Chile, A Fantastic Woman. Next up, we have a film. It's saying it's from Cambodia. First, They Killed My Father.
Yeah, it is from Cambodia.
Yeah, but Angelina Jolie directed it, so it's kind of I guess.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Next up, from Germany and France, we have In the Fade. Surprisingly, next up we have a film from Russia.
They didn't dare give any attention. Don't they know they'll all be accused of being Putin's puppets?
Well, to be fair, the director, Andriy, his name, is vocal about his hatred towards Trump.
Because he has to be.
No, he has been. He has been.
But also, we're in the middle of another Red Scare.
Yeah. And the film is called Loveless.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, we have a film that was shot in collaboration with Sweden, Germany, and France, and that's The Square, the Palme d'Or winner.
That we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I really want to see The Square.
Sorry, there are too many good movies this year.
Next up, we have Best Original Score. First up, we have Carter Burwell for 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. I the score didn't really take me.
Yeah, I don't really remember anything about the score.
Next up, we have Alexandre Desplat for The Shape of Water.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good score.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have Johnny Greenwood for The Phantom Thread.
I mean, I like what I heard in the trailer.
Next up, we have John Williams for The Post, which I haven't heard the score, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And following that, Oscar darling Hans Zimmer for Dunkirk.
Of course.
I actually thought the score was really impressive in the film, though.
Yeah, but also it's Hans Zimmer, like, of course.
Yeah, but like there was an interesting sound design in the actual score of the film that I thought was pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Where
is the love for War of the Planet of the Apes, though?
Not
for
here.
anything. For anything. But also, like, score at least. Like, come on.
I would agree. Next up, we have Best Original Song.
Oh, no.
Home from Ferdinand. Mighty River from Mudbound. Remember Me from Coco.
Please tell me they don't pick the song from Loving Vincent.
The Star from The Star.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And This Is Me from The Greatest Showman.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know what song I would pick because I don't know any of these, but at least it wasn't the song from Loving Vincent.
All right, next up we have Best Television Series in the drama category. First up, we have Game of Thrones, which, quite frankly, this was one of the worst seasons of that show.
No.
I love Game of Thrones, but like this season was really disappointing, and I don't see any. I don't see any award going to a show that had that climax.
Yep.
The whole thing with the dragons and the ravens and all that stuff. Yeah, that was bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have The Handmaid's Tale. Yeah, The Handmaid's Tale was fantastic.
That one's gotta win. Like, come
on. Stranger Things season 2. This Is Us. And The Crown. Following that, we have Best Television Series, Musical or Comedy. First up, we have Blackish.
Please tell me Smilf is on there.
It is.
Yes! Smilf!
Smilf is on there.
Yes! Awesome! You go get a Frankie Chop!
Smilf is great.
Smilf is great!
If you aren't watching Smilf, you need to be.
And also, written, directed by the star of the movie. Or the show.
Yeah, and it's fantastic.
Yes.
Then we have, from Gilmore Girls fame, The Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Has that even come out yet?
Yeah, it's out.
Oh, it's
out on Amazon Prime.
Oh, I haven't seen any of it. I don't know.
Then we have Master of None.
Cool.
And Will and Grace.
Are you fucking kidding? Okay, no.
They came back for a revival.
Step aside. Smilf's got this.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Smilf.
Definitely.
But I'm pretty sure Master of None's going to win.
I mean, I like Master of None very much, and if Smilf wasn't in the running, I would say probably yeah, but Smilf!
Well, you had a season that was a love letter to Italian neorealism, French movies, and
Aziz Ansari has been pretty good lately. Like, yeah, no, I get it, but like, Smilf!
Yeah, no, Smilf is great. Fuck what they say.
I'm doing me.
All right, next up we have Best Television Limited Series or Motion Picture Made for Television. First up we have Big Little Lies. which got a lot of buzz. It was an HBO show. That's the one with Reese
No, I know what it is,
Witherspoon.
but I don't know fuck all about it.
Yeah. Next up, we have Fargo, which we unfortunately have not seen yet because there's so many good shows.
Missed that one this year by accident because I didn't even know it was out until it was over.
Yeah. Following that, this is for limited series.
Right.
Yeah. Following that, we have Feud.
Also missed it because we had to watch fucking American Horror Story Cult instead of that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Following that, we have Sinner, a show that started out amazing and just went.
Like in the last 3 episodes, it was just like, nah.
Yeah.
It just really, it was not nearly as, like, it didn't do enough or say enough to really justify its existence.
No, it didn't. And finally, we have Top of the Lake, China Girl.
Which I also haven't seen, mostly because I believe every episode is 2 hours long. And it's 3 episodes.
I don't know.
Maybe it's an hour and a half, but like each episode is a movie.
Oh, so it's like, what was that show? Sherlock?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, next up we have Best Performance by an Actress in a Limited Series or Motion Picture Made for Television. First up, we have Nicole Kidman for Big Little Lies.
At least it wasn't The Beguiled.
Next up, we have Jessica Lange for Feud, Bet and Joan.
Because she's Jessica motherfucking Lange!
And typical of Feud fashion, we have Susan Sarandon also competing against her for Feud, Bet and Joan.
Mm-hmm.
So Bet and Joan are feuding against each other for Best Actress in a Limited Series, which I think
that is funny. Yeah.
Next up, we have Reese Witherspoon for Big Little Lies. And finally, we have Jessica Biel for The Sinner. And while I will say that The Sinner was really disappointing, Jessica Biel really did a very good performance in it.
But nothing for any of the actresses from The Handmaid's Tale?
Limited series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Handmaid's Tale is actually not a limited series.
No. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Best performance by an actor in a limited series or a motion picture made for television. Robert De Niro for Wizard of Lies. Jude Law for The Young Pope. Kyle MacLachlan for Twin Peaks: The Return.
I mean, I haven't seen that one yet, but it's Kyle MacLachlan!
Ewan McGregor for Fargo.
I'm sure it's good.
He plays twins in the show.
Ooh,
so that's
Deadbringers. Nice.
Yeah. And finally, Jeffrey Rush for a show called, or movie called Genius.
Wow.
All right. Next, we have Best Performance by an Actress in a Television Series, Drama. First up, we have Catriona Balfe for Outlander. It's about a woman in medieval times that has sex with a whole bunch of dudes. At least that's what Orange is the New Black said. Because they were reading it on the show.
Okay.
I don't know. Next, we have Claire Foy for The Crown. Maggie Gyllenhaal for The Deuce. Catherine Langford for 13 Reasons Why.
Oh my god. Oh my, no. Put that, no. No.
Hannah Baker.
Oh my god, no. Oh my god, no. No.
All right.
I wasn't done.
All right. And finally, we have Elizabeth Moss for The Handmaid's Tale. All right. Next up, we have Best Performance by an Actress in a Television Series, Drama. First up, we have Jason Bateman for Ozark. What?
Mm-hmm. You said actress. I was confused for a moment.
Oh, Best Performance by an Actor in a Television Series, Drama. There I go. Jason Bateman for Ozark, which Ozark was a great show. Jason Bateman gave a really good performance. It was a lot more serious and subdued, which he does pretty well. He is channeling a lot of Bryan Cranston in his performance, but not totally. It's not just a copy and paste of like the Breaking Bad format. It's very much trying to be its own show. Mm-hmm. I really liked Ozark, and I can't wait for season 2 to come out. Following that, we have Sterling K. Brown for This Is Us. Next up, we have Freddie Highmore for The Good Doctor. We also have Bob Odenkirk for Better Call Saul. And Liev Schreiber for Ray Donovan, the one show that I've heard a lot of good things about, and nobody I know has seen it. All right. Next up, we have Best Performance by an Actress in a Television Series, Musical or Comedy. First up, we have Pamela Adlon for Better Things. Next up, we have Alison Brie for Glow.
Really?
Following that, we have Rachel Brosnahan for The Marvelous Miss Maisel. We have Issa Rae for Insecure. And Frankie Shaw. All right, calm down.
No! I will not calm down for Frankie Shaw.
All right, next up we have Best Performance by an Actor in a Television Series, Musical or Comedy. First up, Aziz Ansari for Master of None.
Is that calmer?
A little bit. Golf claps. All right, following that, we have Kevin Bacon for I Love Dick.
Oh my God, no. No.
Next up, we have William H. Macy for...
Again.
Next up, we have Eric McCormick for Will and Grace.
Oh my...
Because we needed that show back in our lives, apparently.
Apparently.
And following that, we have Anthony Anderson for Blackish. All right, next up, we have Best Performance by an Actress in a Supporting Role in a Series, Limited Series, or Motion Picture made for television. First up, we have Laura Dern for Big Little Lies. Next up, we have Ann Dowd for The Handmaid's Tale.
Who was she?
She was the mother, or what was her name?
Oh, the wife.
Not the wife.
Oh, she was the crazy one.
Not the crazy one.
You said the mother. Oh, the mother. Oh,
yeah, the one that's
like beating them up all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And her performance was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, but the problem is that everyone's performance is absolutely amazing in that show. Like, how do you pick just one person?
Yeah. Next up, we have Chrissy Metz for This Is Us.
Who is she? Kate?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She isn't given a lot of material in the show, which I think is kind of a downside.
I mean, I think she's the actress is doing a really good job, but
yeah,
until like the mid-season finale this season, she didn't have a lot of range to work with. You're right.
Yeah, and I blame that on the script writers, not on the actress herself.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Michelle Pfeiffer for The Wizard of Lies. And finally, we have Shailene Woodley for Big Little Lies.
Okay. So many things not getting recognized this year.
And finally, we have Best Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role in a Series, Limited Series, or Motion Picture Made for Television. First up, we have David Harbour for Stranger Things. He's the cop.
Oh! Hopper?
Yeah.
Dennis Hopper? Woo! Yay, I like him. He was so funny on Fargo. In season 2.
David Harbour was it?
Yeah, the cop.
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
He was in.
He was also in Fargo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it took me a second. Sorry. Yeah. Next up, we have Alfred Molina for Feud, Bet and Joan. Next up, we have Christian Slater for Mr. Robot.
Really?
I would get the Swedish guy in the show. What is his name? Tyrell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have gotten him over.
Well,
Christian
also,
Slater.
if you're gonna nominate one dude from that show, why isn't it? What's his name? Rami Malek.
This supporting role.
Yeah, I know, but like I said, a dude from that show.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Next up, we have Alexander Skarsgård for Big Little Lies.
Because of course he's Alexander Skarsgård, and he is like so unbelievably attractive that even as Pennywise, he had to become a gay icon, like because he's super hot, I guess.
And finally, we have David Thewlis for thank God not Wonder Woman, but Fargo.
Who was he in Wonder Woman?
Ares.
Oh God, you just ruined Fargo for me. Thanks a lot.
No, David Thewlis is actually a pretty good actor.
But you ruined Fargo for me.
For even that's one thing that like even people who love Wonder Woman can all agree on. Ares was like the worst.
The worst.
All right, so that is the Golden Globe nominations. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thanks for watching. What do you think of that?